Hey guys, my name is Mike Vestil from MikeVestil.com, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 ugly truths when it comes to making money online in 2020. So the first thing is, the bigger you are, the harder you will fall. Now, when I first got started, I would constantly, compare myself to other people that were more successful than me. And it made me so filled with anxiety, and it made me worry about, not being good enough or waiting to be perfect to actually get started. And it prevented me from actually moving forward. But what I'm realizing now is the most important time, especially if you're new, to come into a very competitive market. Because what I'm realizing is the more money you actually make, the more expenses you actually have. Meaning if you make 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, it doesn't matter how much money you make, your expenses start rising. And even though it's good when times are good, when it comes to times being bad, you have a bunch of bills that you have to pay for. So for example, for me, when I first got started, it was just me. Versus me now, I have to worry about 10 other people and their families and making sure that not only I can survive, but 10 other people can survive. And it's a lot of freaking stress. I have to worry about constantly working when literally somebody can just come in with one person with a smaller boat and just with more creativity outmaneuver me. And it's been happening. There's like smaller guys that are, newer, that because I wasn't small enough to pivot, that I wasn't ready when this thing happened. And now, we're facing the repercussions of it, and we're, really working and burning the midnight oil just to make sure we stay open so that we can really provide for the family. And that's why it's like, man, if you're just getting started and now is the time, it is probably one of the best times to put a toe in and at least try to make some money online. Which brings me to the second thing. And the second thing now is the playing field is absolutely leveled. Meaning if you are new, it is perfect to get in, because people that have been doing this for years have now worrying about how they can actually keep their doors open. People have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 per month overhead expenses. While they're worrying about trying to pay off that, you could come in with little expenses and just take their share of the pie. You could literally come in, because now we're just trying to worry about maintaining profit and making sure everyone's, able to be paid. And you could come in with 0 expenses and just literally take all of the business that I worked so hard to create. And even though most people are like, oh man, that's kind of sad. No, that's just how business works. The people that work the hardest, that give the most value in times like this, that expand and share and really give value, those are the ones that are actually going to succeed. Which leads me to the third thing. And the ones that focus on flashy marketing are going to be the ones that end up dying. So what do I mean by that? When I first started creating advertising, I would go out and be one of those guys that would just take my shirt off and to just really try getting as much attention so that we could get clicks, so that we could sell products, so we could sell our informational products. And that worked for the time being. But we're moving into an age where flashy marketing is getting pushed out because we see that it's no longer congruent, it's no longer real, it's no longer authentic. And we crave somebody who's actually their authentic self. So what we're craving more, instead of the flash communication, is more so authentic communication. How you can be yourself and resonate with other people because they think like you. And the more you start doing this in your marketing and in your sales and your messaging, those are the ones that are gonna end up succeeding. Those are the ones that are actually going to, come over here and take the apple from the competitors. So the fourth thing is, the people that adapt the most are the ones that are going to succeed. When you see Mother Nature and when you see everything else out there, the things that adapt and are willing to change the most are the ones that can resist the change of the world. The past couple of years, maybe it hasn't changed as much, but now, because everything is constantly changing, if you're not constantly testing new ideas, and if you're not constantly adapting every part of your business to every single intricacy when it comes to your online business, if you can't do that fast enough, the smaller guy is going to win. That's why it doesn't matter how big you are or how small you are. It's how much can you adapt when everyone is just trying to figure it out. And yeah. Which leads me to the fifth thing, and that is the people that are loners, the people that want to do things alone, they're going to be weeded out. We're moving in a place where life is no longer about me, it's about we. And how can we together create and share our visions to move towards our goals? And that's one of the biggest things that I'm focusing on, because that's one of my biggest mistakes, and it's one of my biggest weaknesses, is I always want to do things by myself. Maybe it's because I'm afraid. Maybe it's because I have trust issues. Maybe it's because I'm afraid somebody might come in and, take away from my opportunity. And I think deep down, I have this scarcity mindset just from being raised in an immigrant family. But I know for me to succeed and for all of the people that are on my team to succeed and to continue to thrive, we're gonna have to drop our ego, and we're gonna realize that the only way that we're gonna get out of this is not alone, but with each other. And the more you realize that, wow, you don't have to do this alone, everything just gets so much easier. And if you could just take that one tip alone, then you'll be so much better off in your business, in your life, in your career. And what we're realizing from this recession and this coronavirus is at the core heart of this, what we're learning is we all crave connection. We all crave communication. We all crave authenticity and just the ability to connect to somebody who's just like us. So hopefully that helps. I'll see you guys next week.